So you're under contract to purchase a home. Closing day is rapidly approaching. So what can you do to make sure everything goes off as smoothly as possible? I'm Terri Egstad. I'm a realtor in DFW, and I'm here to provide some helpful hints and suggestions to help things go off as smoothly as possible. Over the years, I've had the privilege of helping many families purchase homes. Most of the time, it goes off smoothly without a hitch. However, there have been a few times that there have been a few hitches in there. So I wanted to give you some ideas and some tips as to what not to do, as well as what to do to help everything go as best as possible. So I'm going to start with the don'ts. The first one is do not make any large purchases. It seems like a smart idea, but occasionally it can happen because you get so excited and you're thinking about moving and decorating and how everything's going to lay out, and there's a sale and it looks like a great deal. But do not do this. You can pick it out and figure out what you want, but wait till after closing to purchase this. Same goes for credit cards, co-signing on a loan for a friend or a family member, anything like that. What that will do is it's going to mess up your debt to income ratios, which in turn can totally mess up your loan. So please don't do that. Anything you need or want to help somebody do can wait till after closing. The other thing that you're not going to want to do is move money around. Sometimes you'll have money from different accounts, you'll have investment accounts and things like that, and you happen to move them for some reason. So mostly we're moving them for getting ready for closing cost and your down payment and everything. Before you do that, reach out to your lender and make sure that they know what you're doing, when you're doing it, what accounts are going where, so that they can advise you, because they're going to have to source your funds and they need to know where everything is coming from and why it's there. So make sure to reach out to them to avoid any hassles in the future or any glitches. Sometimes we have friends and family members that are wonderful and that really want to do something nice for us. And sometimes, you might have a parent or you have a friend, whatever, that want to contribute, and maybe they want to help you with your closing costs or help you with your down payment. Again, make sure you talk to your lender before you accept anything. Another don't is do not change jobs. Even if this wonderful opportunity presents itself, if you talk to the future employer, let them know that you're closing on a house and explain why you need to wait. So this way, it will work out much better. The lender has to call and verify employment prior to closing. It could be a day before closing. It could be the day of closing. And you certainly don't want them to find out that you've changed jobs, because that's going to mess up a lot of things. So hang in there and just wait to change jobs. The last thing on my don'ts list is do not change your marital status. If you're married, stay married, at least through closing. If you're single, stay single through closing. There's a lot tied up in this and how you take title, and with the title insurance and your loan, there's a lot of things that are moving parts back there. So just wait till after closing to make those big changes in your life. So now on to the do list. A little bit better list. So the first thing is you definitely want to schedule a walkthrough, preferably as close to closing as you can. I prefer to go the morning of closing so that it's right there. You've just seen it right before you close. You're going to want to walk through and make sure any repairs that were supposed to be done were done. Make sure the house looks as it should, that it's clean, that it's, if you were getting the refrigerator in the contract, that the refrigerator is there. So take a look at those things. Make sure there's not a leak. There's not a stain or something. Just look and make sure the house is what it's supposed to be. You will also want to make sure that you have your closing time scheduled. It's really good to go ahead and get that scheduled as soon as possible, because that way you can ensure the time that you want. And I find that it's better to do closing late morning, early afternoon. That way you can do the walkthrough in the morning and then head over to the title company to sign the documents. And it seems to flow a little bit better. Also, when you're looking at your closing date, make sure all signers are going to be in town. Just because you're the only one signing, say if you're married, your spouse, even though they may not be on the loan, they still need to be there to sign the deed of trust. And there are a few other documents that they'll need to sign as well. So try to coordinate that and make sure everybody's in town and everybody can be there. For those instances where that's not the case, or something comes up and somebody has to go out of town or something, there's a few options. One of those is having a power of attorney. That's something that needs to be done a while before closing, just because it has to get recorded. And a power of attorney would let one spouse sign for the other. The other option is to do a mobile notary, and that way the notary comes to you. It's definitely a benefit. So if you're having to be out of town, it's helpful. You can go ahead and close. However, the notary is probably not going to explain the documents to you, but you'll get it done and you can be wherever you need to be. So it's just another advantage that you can have to get closed. You'll also want to make sure your utilities are scheduled to be on. You've got your movers scheduled. You've got a little bit of time. So, call around, get the best rates and everything. Right before closing, about 3 days, you're going to receive a closing disclosure from your lender. Be sure to review that. Make sure the numbers are what they're supposed to be. Make sure the sales price is correct. Your loan amount is correct. Your down payment is correct. That the interest rate that you were quoted is still what you were quoted. Also, make sure if the seller is contributing anything to your closing cost, that is listed. Also, you're going to check your prorations for taxes and things like that. Make sure everything is on that. If you have questions, certainly call the lender and make sure they can answer any questions that you have. More than likely, you're going to be wiring your down payment and closing cost to the title company. So you've received your CD, you've reviewed it, and it looks great. Now you're going to want to schedule your wire. And the best thing to do, if you can, is schedule the wire to go to the title company at least a day before. That way you don't run into delays and have everything at title. You've signed all the documents, but they're still waiting for the money. It's always good if you can get it there a day ahead. That's ideal. Another idea too is to send a little bit more than you think you need. Whatever that amount to close on your CD is, maybe add a couple $100s to that. Sometimes things change, prorations change a little bit, so the money is already there, so you don't have to worry about it. Once you sign and close, if you don't need all of the funds, the title company can issue you a check that day. So it's just one way to protect yourself so you're not having to run go get additional funds at the day of closing. So that is it. Hopefully you found this video useful and have gotten some ideas about things to do and not to do prior to closing. If so, please click the like button below. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel as well. My contact information is below. And if you have any questions, you want to put those in comments, or if you want to reach out, would love to help you with any of your real estate questions, concerns. And thank you for watching. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.